So my name's Julie Mencken. I'm from Wyoming, and I had an 80-mile-an-hour head-on crash 5 years ago, and then less than 2 years later, had another 60-mile-an-hour three-car pileup. So severe TBIs, both of them. I was in a coma for a month the first time and had to learn to walk and talk. So I'm kind of a complex case with the multiple concussions, but I just, if you're someone that has a brain injury, I've pretty much had every symptom in the book. I've been paralyzed, I've been demented, I've been comatose. I had 3 months of seizures because my heart rate was only 40 because I had dysautonomia. I didn't even know what that was. So I've kind of been through all of everything, and that's kind of what brought me here. The dysautonomia was the worst. The heart rate and the blood oxygen were so bad that I really couldn't function. And one of the most renowned brain injury hospitals in the world couldn't get my head to turn. And we blamed my broken neck. No, it was dystonia. But those therapists didn't know anything about dystonia, so they couldn't help me. The cardiologist didn't know anything about dysautonomia, so they couldn't help my heart beat better, or my blood pump right. And I've had plenty of vestibular therapy, but because those people didn't know how to reconnect the pathways first, it didn't help me. So here I was, and the striking difference here, I've been here a week now, I guess 8 days total is what I decided to do, but the thing with this place, they don't just help your vision, which mine was terrible and getting worse. They don't just help your vestibular system and your physical coordination. They don't just help your cognition. They're able to integrate all of those systems, and that's what the brain needs to heal. It needs work on all of those systems. It's funny because I am from Wyoming and I rode horses, and after the injuries, when I went to ride, my reins didn't move because my left hand didn't do what I had thought I had asked it to do, and that was funny. But I didn't tell them that here. But the first day I was here, they discovered that the pathways were really broken on the left side. And so it only took them that one day to figure that out, and then they're able to know what needs remapped. So that was encouraging the very first day. Also, both my legs were spastic. I had, that neck restriction was terrible. And so they knew it was the dystonia, and they actually helped relieve it the very first day, which was unreal after 5 years. So what I've noticed after my time here in varying degrees every day, immediate range of motion was better. I can look to the left for the first time in 5 years. Crazy. I didn't realize my left side was not integrated until it was. And everything got better, the way I moved and looked around, and my head and neck and eyes. So a better balance, especially on the left side. And I also knew that my eye tracking was improving. I had one eye kind of looking up, and I knew they didn't track the same, and the pupils were really not behaving, and I just felt all of that get better. Every day I have a lot more steady gaze, and a lot better in neck behavior. Also, I noticed if I woke up, I could go back to sleep. That's never happened. If I stand up, I didn't get lightheaded. That's never happened. So those were kind of the immediate things that I noticed, and obviously going forward, I can take a lot of these tools home, and hopefully that will continue. When I was thinking about whether to come here or not, there was a couple considerations that bothered me, and or that I thought about. And one was, what do they actually do here? What are they doing that's helping these people when people haven't helped them for 5 years or however long? And the setup here, it's like a physical therapy clinic with all the cutting edge tools. There's over a dozen different stations, and they range from really high tech, amazing software to very simple hand movements, eye movements. It's extraordinary how basic and simple some of these therapies are, and they actually work. And I cannot believe I've suffered so much for 5 years not knowing. But anyway, that's kind of part of it. And when I thought about the cost, I was just thinking it's a week, and I was trying to break it down with my math, and it sounded like a lot, but it's not a week, it's 2 months of telemedicine and exercises and therapies. And that made a big difference in how I was thinking about it too. Probably the most astounding thing, if you're brain injured, we have good days and bad days, and we have relapses. And I have had setback after setback. And the amazing thing to me is being here, I had some setbacks. One day, my convergence in my eyes was pretty bad. In less than 30 seconds, the doctor resolved it, and it was fine. In a very basic hand movement or something insanely easy, and that just blew me away. One day my balance was off, and one little eye movement, less than a minute, it was great. And finally, my worst thing has been cognitive fatigue. If I had a neurofatigue crash, I didn't recover for weeks and days. It was kind of terrifying, and anything that really taxed my brain would send me into that crash. So I did a pretty taxing cognitive activity here, and couldn't stand up, that's what happens to me. I can't walk or talk when I have neurofatigue. And the doctor didn't even bat an eye. I was like, that's all right, we'll fix it. And he literally did one limb movement and one eye movement, and I was fine. And I jumped up, and I was fine. And it's really unbelievable. So that's pretty much what I know about my stay here, and I'm excited for people to not go through years of crashes and on and on and on. So thank you very much.